This is Chet Holmgren, and I'm down to dunk.
This is AJ Mitchell, and I'm down to dunk.
This is Alex Crusoe, and I'm down to dunk.
It's like baby bottle pop. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. This is Adam Flagler, I'm down to dunk.
Hey, it's Isaiah Hartenstein, and I'm down to dunk.
This is Casey Wallace, and I'm down to dunk.
I can't spell Lucas. Hey, how do you spell Lucas? How do you spell Lucas?
This is Lou Dort, and I'm down to Dort.
This is Nikola Topic, and I'm down to dunk.
This is Dylan Jones, and I'm down to dunk.
This is Isaiah Joe, and I'm down to dunk.
And there's probably like 50 to 75 Beanie Babies.
Give me like your top 3 Pokemon.
Brother, I can't even name.
This is Jay Will, and I'm down to dunk.
Sometimes the way his brain works is it leaves a lot to be desired.
This is Kenrich Williams, and I'm down to dunk.
Charmander.
Charmander.
Or are you more of a Charmeleon guy?
Charmeleon.
This is Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and I'm down to dunk.
Schlecht. You know what it means? Yeah.
That means like bad.
It means bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's me.
Well, it was a good interview, so it wasn't bad.
JDub, year 3, and I'm down to dunk for the 3rd time. Thank you.
Good morning and welcome to episode 1, 5, 8, 3 of Down to Dunk. You can find us on The Athletic and anywhere else you subscribe to your podcast. Go to theathletic.com/Down to Dunk. Get The Athletic for $1 a month for 6 months. I am Luke. Joined this morning by Andrew.
But I gotta say, I'm just fired up to be here today. It's pretty cool. Pretty damn cool.
Slam through.
Basketball, gimme the basketball. I'm gonna dunk it. And Jay.
It's Jay. Man, that was...
You didn't say slam through.
Slam through.
You didn't even say slam through. So if you're watching on YouTube, we have a little bit of a different setup. It's hard to sit behind the big desk for me for the time being, and so we have another fun little setup.
Wow.
Here.
I don't hate it.
I don't either. It's good to be in person. That's the deal.
It's just good to be in person.
Guys, it feels good to be back. Andrew, for those who don't know, why can't we sit behind the desk?
Because I tore my ACL.
What else? What else when they were in there?
Stuff like this. Can't do stuff like this.
Wow.
When they were in there, what else they
Are you
fixed?
jealous about this?
Yeah, look at us.
Very
Look at
jealous.
us, Andrew. Look at us.
You guys are awful.
Look, who am I? Which Mortal Kombat character do I look like?
I really wish.
Liu Kang.
I really wish that Luke was laying in bed shirtless instead.
Hey, look.
Right now.
I can act like a baby.
How long until you guys are going to be winded?
Goo goo gaga.
Probably a long time.
I could go for a while.
Anyways, it's an International Snub Day, and I'm glad that there's not a dub snub.
Although the rhyme, it's pretty good.
If he was snubbed, then the dub snub might even be a shirt, honestly.
The dub snub.
Mm-hmm.
He'd wear it too.
But anyways, the Jub snub.
The Jub snub.
Anyways, he made the All-Star team along with Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, which is very exciting.
And Mark Daignault going as a coach, and Casey Wallace going for the Rising Stars.
You mean Carson?
Sorry, Carson.
Carson Wallace.
That one, and then what was the Bleacher Report article said that Jalen Wilson?
Jalen Wilson.
It's good, man.
Oh man, that's great. Anyways, it's great to see.
Have we heard anything from Dub about this?
I mean, he was on. There's like a photo of him like FaceTiming Jay Will right afterwards, like freaking out, being excited. It's about all that I've seen.
I love that.
So
you haven't texted him or anything?
No.
Andrew.
Sorry, guys. Sorry to disappoint.
You didn't send him a congrats, bro.
I did not. Yeah. Congrats, bro.
Congrats,
on your all-star berth.
Knew you could do.
Do you like to call it all-star berth?
Yeah.
No,
I do. No.
I don't know what else I would call it. Just all-star invitation?
Invitation?
All-star.
Congrats on your invitation to the
all-star get. All-star.
So the last time the Thunder had 2 all-stars was
PG Russ
in 18-19. They actually made it together in both years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. It makes sense.
There's one time he was 3rd in the MVP voting.
There was.
You just forget. You forget those old times.
Yeah, they're pretty forgettable.
Yeah, they are.
Now, in the time, they were
Stressful.
they were fresh
It
memories.
was 2 years of just stress.
Straight stress.
Yeah.
Kind of like it felt whenever the Thunder lost to the Warriors on Wednesday night.
Let's not talk about that yet.
Straight stress. Hey,
You
let's,
guys-
give
Yeah, we're
Taylor
not
his,
there
let's
yet.
give Taylor his belt.
Is it time?
Let's not
Right
talk
now.
about that either.
Let's not talk about that either yet. Can you guys name all the Thunder All-Stars
Ever?
ever?
Yes, I think we can.
Okay, let
Between
Luke
the three
do
of
it.
us. No, between the three of us.
Oh, okay.
KD,
Correct.
Russ,
Correct.
Shea,
Jay,
Correct.
Dub.
Paul George.
JDub. Paul George.
That's it.
Correct. Nope.
Am I missing? Hold on.
You're missing one.
Oh, Gary
Jay-
Payton.
Huh?
We talking about
We're not going
franchise?
that far back.
Gary
We're talking
Payton,
about
Sean
Thunder.
Camp,
No, we're not going
Deadlift Shrimp.
We're not doing any of that.
James Harden
Uh-huh.
didn't with the Thunder.
No,
not.
he did not.
Okay. There's another.
There was another Thunder.
There's one more. There's one more All-Star.
Oh my gosh.
It's not Dale Ellis.
It's not
It
Victor.
wasn't
Oladipo.
Earl the Pearl
It's
Watson.
not Tom Chambers.
It's not Victor Oladipo.
It's not Victor Oladipo.
It was not a. Oh my gosh.
It's not Steven Adams.
It's not
Was-
Steven Adams.
Wasn't Mello.
It's not Melo. Although that would have rocked to have All-Star Melo in OKC.
Oh,
It's Chris Paul.
It's Chris Paul.
Chris Paul.
Ah, there you go.
That's right.
Good job. That's
Chris
why
Paul
we
and
needed
nine-
the three of us.
Did you
Chris
see it
Paul
on the
in
computer,
1920.
Taylor?
What's your next question?
Did you see it on the computer? Did you really? Huh? Did you cheat?
I had the flu last week. My ears are still kind
Now,
of
to be fair,
Get out of here.
that was
We
a
could've got
very
there
forgettable year because the year stopped halfway through the season.
I would actually call it the most memorable year of my
Yeah.
my existence.
Sure,
The year you couldn't.
but the basketball season was a strange one.
Do you remember
It
how
was.
fun the playoffs were when it because it was like
There was nothing else to
there was
do.
nothing to do. So and you had all this. You had nowhere to put your emotions during that
That's
time. So all of your emotions just went into watching those
A
games.
lot of my emotions went into my Animal Crossings island.
Okay. Yeah, my point.
Well,
Making my point.
the only and the
Making my
good,
point.
the good
downtown.
part about that is it was you felt like you were playing with house
Making
money.
my point.
Yeah.
Making my point
In
now.
2020. Like you felt like you were playing with. It didn't really matter. Like this was supposed to be a transition year for the Thunder, and
Yep.
so however far they went, it was fine. I mean, I would have loved for them to have beat the Rockets. That'd have been fun.
I
They
know.
almost did it.
I know. Game 7 Dort.
Game 7 door playing with house money, Jay.
Yeah.
Playing with house money.
Yeah, that year was kind of crazy because Chris Paul had gone 3 years without being an all-star, being in any voting whatsoever. And then he got traded to the Thunder.
And he bought everybody
And he
suits.
made the all-star team, was second team All-NBA, and was 7th in MVP voting that year.
He was the opposite of what I thought he was.
It was a
gonna be, which was
resurgence.
Some people could say that
Resurgence,
his time in Oklahoma City saved his career.
It was what he needed. for
Like
sure.
extended his career, not saved it, extended his career.
yeah,
Yeah.
extended. Yeah, for sure.
Resuscitated his career.
So,
Same thing with
anyways,
Al Horford.
I mean, honestly, you could credit the Thunder with giving that guy some rest so that he could continue his career.
So that he could be good for the Celtics.
Kind of feels like the
right.
Thunder should have received some sort of accolades for Boston's championship. Because without him, they don't
yeah.
win that.
Well, actually, they traded him to the Sixers, and that's how they got this pick that's coming in. And then he
No. The Thunder?
Mhm.
The Thunder traded him to Boston. They got him from the Sixers
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
for Danny Green
I'm sorry.
and all
I'm
that.
sorry. You're right.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
damn, Jay. Nice
this is-
one.
listen, the only thing this proves is that Andrew is a little rusty because he had his knee redone.
That's right. That's true.
Look at him. You
That-
can't even see. Y'all can't even see how broken he is. He can't even remotely do this.
I'm so afraid.
What does
Taylor's
Luke
gonna
Kang
kick
say
me.
when he does the kick?
I'm convinced.
Are
Taylor's
you gonna
kick
think?
me, and I'm gonna have to go back to the
I'm gonna.
hospital today.
Yeah, I am not the right person to be sitting next.
I think
to
he says.
Andrew, I'll tell you that.
I think that's what he says.
All right.
And the other guy that gets kicked goes like this.
It's a pretty
Anyways.
big deal. So here's a question I have for you, Andrew.
Mhm.
Had Chet hypothetically played 93% of the games to this point,
Yeah.
Would Dub be snubbed?
would Dub be snubbed? Or would the Thunder have potentially gotten 3 All-Stars?
I honestly think they could have potentially gotten 3 guys in. Because I mean, you look at the Cavs. I mean, the Cavs got 3 guys in. It's like,
Yeah,
well,
they're just in the East.
I know.
The snub list is longer.
Yeah, I'm thinking about who would have been snubbed then if Chet got in. Who would have been snubbed?
Alperin
on the
Şengün.
West? Yeah, hopefully Şengün.
That would be the hope for everybody, right?
I feel like Şengün's been good, no doubt about that. But I think he was kind of tossed in probably in some way the same way JDub was. It's like you have to reward the excellent season that these guys have had. Like, I'm just saying there's a case that could be made that a Sabonis could have or should have made it over Dub as far as statistically or whatever. But you can't give the Kings an all-star and only one for the Thunder.
You think the Dub was the last one in?
This is kind of a
I don't know.
This is kind of a backhanded snub right now.
It is. It's
Who
almost
else would-
like you wanted Jub to be snubbed.
Who would have been the last one in? Who
Did
do
you
think?
want more
What's
chips
your
on
bet?
your shoulder?
I mean, last one. I mean, let's. I'm trying to find.
Can you actually find the voting?
Okay, so the reserves in the West: Anthony Davis, Anthony Edwards, James Harden, Jaren Jackson, Alpi, Wemby, Dub. It's probably between JDub and Alpi as like the last one in, would be my guess.
Who would I be willing to take out though? It would be James Harden.
Yeah,
I don't care.
Man, the Clippers are kind of a story.
I know, but do you care about James Harden anymore?
No, but
Is it? I was telling Andrew yesterday. It's just kind of boring that James Harden is an all-star this year. I don't know why it feels that way, but it's just like whatever.
He's a big name. Come on, man.
I know he's a big name. I get it, but it's just
You didn't
boring.
make the
But
all-star with the Thunder. We just learned.
We did right now.
I remembered that.
All right, go ahead and tell me how good.
Yeah, he hasn't made the All-Star team since 21-22.
Wow,
James Harden, which is kind of, I mean, it's
a career resurgence.
A little bit of resurgence for him.
Which I think you could also credit the Thunder for.
And how?
Because if the Thunder didn't have
If
the
they
Clippers pick,
If they didn't trade Paul George to the Clippers, James Harden never goes to the Clippers.
You're welcome.
and then James
True.
Harden probably not even in the league anymore.
Guys, I think the real thing that we must discuss is whether or not the league would even be existence if it wasn't for the Oklahoma City
For
Thunder.
the Thunder and Sam Presti. I know.
It
would have
changed
crumbled.
everything,
It
guys.
would have crumbled.
Crumbled.
Who are the biggest snubs on International Schnub Day?
You know, I don't really care enough about this to have my own opinions, so I just regurgitate the opinions of people I've read.
Yeah,
Trae Young, probably.
Trae Young is a big time schnub.
He's regurgitating.
That was good. Do we need to separate y'all?
I mean, maybe.
Kick him.
Please don't.
Punch
Please
that
don't.
computer.
Taylor is going to inevitably
over.
breaks. He's going to kick this thing over.
Uh-huh.
Hey, listen, if you have to kick anything, though, Taylor, kick the computer or the mug before you kick his knee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, how about just don't kick anymore?
Well,
Kicking is not a necessity on a podcast.
yeah, that's easy for you to say, isn't it?
Hey,
The guy who can't.
The guy who can't. All of a sudden, we can't kick because
Yeah,
you can't.
all of a
Face with my
sudden.
right
All right.
It's never come up before.
I'm not doing it because I'm not sure I could do it.
You know who the biggest snub to me is Norman Powell. Norman Powell. I cannot believe he wasn't an all-star.
You also, so the candidates, De'Aaron Fox, Domas, Devin Booker apparently is a
Yeah,
candidate.
Booker for sure.
I don't know. The Suns have just been
Kyrie.
so underwhelming.
Kyrie is a huge snub, in my opinion.
I agree with that one. Kyrie's so good. Talk about a career resurgence.
Yeah, and also Luka hasn't been consistently helpful on that team at all year. Kyrie's the only one keeping him up.
Somebody sent Luke a text message that's a picture of him
So it's
in
kicking.
stirrups.
Just kicking, and it's an angle I've never seen of myself before.
So I think Kyrie is a big snub. I think Trae Young and Kyrie are probably like the two biggest
Yeah.
ones, along with Sabonis. I think those are like the three biggest schnubs.
Like the actual justifiable ones.
Yeah,
Big snubs.
I was pretty surprised that Trae didn't make it. Honestly, he's had
So-
a really nice year.
This is what we do every year, though, is if he should have been in it,
Yeah,
who you booting out of it?
I would rather have him than Tyler Hero.
Yeah, definitely Tyler
Oh
Hero.
gosh.
I don't honestly, I was a little surprised Jaylen Brown made it. I feel like he's just kind of making it on name right now because I just don't feel like he's had that great of a season either. So he would be one that I think Trey has had a better year than as well. I mean, there's a couple options in the East.
Easily.
I don't have a problem with Garland and Mobley making it. But like those two, I think Trae Young is more deserving of those guys.
I don't really care. You don't have to put any Pacers in this if you don't want to. You can take Pascal.
Yeah, Pascal's had a nice year. It is also I think I probably have Trey over Siakam as well.
Yeah.
But and then for the West, I would probably have I think Sabonis has had a better year than Alpi has. It's just that the Rockets have had a much better year.
Got to put a Rocket in.
And so you can justify it. There's nothing to be miffed about there. But it's just funny that he just continues to miss out on these All-Star games when he's been very deserving and like putting up great numbers. So those are that's probably the list of schnubs, I would say.
Schnubs.
I mean, he's averaging 20.9 points per game, 14.5 rebounds, 6.6 assists per game, shooting 61% from the field. I mean, he's having a great year.
And 48% from three?
On 2.5 attempts per game. Like he's having a career year.
Yeah, that's an amazing
year. I mean, last year he has made 3 All-Star teams. He made 2 when he was in Indy in 1920 and 2021. And then he was an All-Star in
1920.
He's been in the league for a long time.
Wow.
In 22-23, he was an All-Star. And then last year, he didn't make the All-Star team, but he was 3rd-team All-NBA, 8th in MVP voting, and defensive. He was 10th in DPOY voting.
That's not an All-Star.
And didn't make the All-Star
team.
team.
That was a snub.
So big time schnub, and he's arguably having a better year this year.
Is there anybody in the Western Conference that is going to be potentially not healthy for the All-Star game?
I mean, you can always put Anthony Davis and James Harden on that list.
And
KD as well. Jaren Jackson
yeah.
is somebody who struggled with injury. So yeah, there's some potential there.
Hey,
for him to still get in.
I have a question about.
You think they put iHeart in before they put Domas in?
Yeah, definitely.
I wish.
I have a question about these old guys in the West. Does this feel like this might be the last year that you get Steph, KD, and LeBron?
Well, and Harden.
I think you can get maybe 2 more of them next year.
I feel
like it feels like the last year that all 4 of them are going to be.
I do think that Steph's game, especially, I just think it'll age well. I debate Harden's because, and he's had a great year.
How old is Steph? Isn't it aging well?
What did I say?
Isn't he old? It will age well.
Yeah, he's 34, 35 probably.
I think it's aging well.
Over under Taylor, 34, 35.
Wait, over under 34?
Over under 34.
Over.
Okay.
Yeah, he's 36. I was just going to say, he's like way over. He's almost 37.
I think his game is aging.
He turns 37
His
on
game
March
has aged
14th.
well.
Jeez.
1988.
Yeah.
It's an old man.
He's like the hardest guy to dislike in the NBA, probably, to me.
He's great. He's great.
Harden, easy to dislike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one was the hardest guy?
To dislike?
Yeah.
Steph.
Oh, just making sure.
Just
Jay, you can't say
Jay's
up
not
like
allowed
that.
to use
Words?
specific words.
No, you can't. You can't
Good.
say guy and hardest. Jay, you can't sit up like that. You're out of the frame.
That was the point.
It's true. Okay. So we have not done the belt in a little while. You guys remember the Cavaliers Thunder game where the Thunder beat them by 20 points, and the winner
I remember
of the belt is Taylor.
No freaking way, man.
Taylor, you can't do that. You're out of the frame. Taylor, you're all up in the frame.
This is
That was
why.
a good shot.
Listen. So Taylor has won the belt.
We put it on.
You got to put
And
it
Luke
on.
Just sit down with it on.
At the same time, Luke became a white noise machine.
I am currently falling asleep.
Peaceful. Can I switch the sound to a calm ocean front or a babbling brook?
What about light rain?
It kind of feels like all of the sounds are roughly the same.
What about a nice light drizzle of rain?
Okay, light drizzle.
Oh, pitter patter.
Do y'all remember that back in the day? You do the whole you could motivate a whole entire group of elementary kids just trying to make them make rain sounds and stuff.
High schoolers.
Y'all did that in high school?
Yeah, we did.
Make the best rain sound you can for 30 minutes.
Do you remember that? You would like rub your hands together and then you would do this little
yeah.
piddle paddle on your
Piddle paddle.
I don't know, what do you call it?
Pitter patter?
Pitter paddle.
Pitter paddle?
Piddle paddle.
Piddle paddle?
I don't know. Piddle paddle.
Pitter.
Anyways, congratulations.
Piddle.
to
I did it. Piddle
Taylor.
patter.
Piddle patter?
The
It's pretty neat that Dub's an all-star. That's gonna be a fun weekend. What did I say?
No, just getting us back on track.
I just thought it was something probably accidentally inappropriate again. I kind of got a Tobias Fumegay kind of thing over here.
Yes.
Sometimes you should just record yourself. Replay it.
Literally, you should though.
I do. We
You do
recorded
it.
every single
I
week.
know you, but you do it a lot.
I don't mean to.
So the three games that we could bet on, they play the Kings Saturday, they play the Bucks Monday, and they play the Suns Wednesday.
Give me that Bucks game, baby. Revenge
Yeah,
of the
I know.
game that didn't exist.
I know.
Yep.
Some revenge. Okay. Taylor, you have to go first because you won.
All right. Oh yeah, revenge game. Thunder by, and they just lost. So I'll go Thunder by 15.
I'm gonna go Thunder by 20.
Okay.
Wow.
Thunder by 12.
Okay. So Taylor, Thunder by 15.
Mm-hmm.
Luke, Thunder by 20.
You're up
And
Kings at
Jay.
the top, which is not correct.
Oh yeah, sorry. I am rusty. Okay, Bucks, and then Jay, you said 12.
Yep.
Andrew,
Okay.
wow, where are you gonna go?
Let's see. I will go Thunder by 17.
Wow.
Okay. So we all believe that Thunder are going to come in.
We got some
They better win this one.
Yeah, they
It just
better
feels
win
like
this one.
It just feels like one that they just have to win.
we got some numbers.
And we're coming off a lot. We lost to the Warriors. That was a painful loss, TBH. And I know it was painful for Shea too. So we're about to have a good 3 to 4 game run here where they're just destroying teams.
Something's up with our camera, Tayshawn.
Uh-oh.
It's probably
Investigate.
Yeah, you threw it all off. So the Thunder have 4 games here at home. Kings coming to town, obviously tomorrow or Saturday, depending on when you listen to this. Bucks, Suns, Raptors, and then a big game on next Saturday. Is our audio still going? What do you think?
Audio's still up.
All right. So next Saturday, 7 p.m. in Memphis, Tennessee, Oklahoma City Thunder play the Memphis Grizzlies.
That's a big one.
That's a big one. I don't know why that wouldn't be on. Like if the NBA is doing their Saturday, it's just another. I mean, I'm assuming we'll have to watch probably the Lakers versus. What's your bet on who the NBA, if there is a national TV game on Saturday?
Yeah.
Who do you think? Well, that's actually not a bad one. It's the Celtics versus the Knicks. The
Yeah, that's
Celtics
not
at the
bad.
Knicks. That's not bad.
Yeah, I can't be mad about that.
Can't be mad about that
I'm
one.
mad about it.
I would move one of those to earlier and play both of them.
Mm-mm.
No.
Oh, there
Now we are. Welcome back.
All right, we're
Welcome back. Taylor's gone. Oh, Lynn, how low can you go?
Oh my.
Oh, no.
gosh.
Oh, no.
Oh my goodness.
Did-
You're wrapped in something.
back. Somebody could see Taylor.
I
right
wish
now.
the camera was
Still
on
wrapped.
that.
No.
Did you all ever go to Comet Skating Rink?
Comet.
Which one was
Comet.
that?
Comet?
Where was it?
36th and MacArthur?
Yeah.
Next to the Whataburger?
Oh
Next to
yeah.
the Whataburger?
Yeah,
There's a Whataburger right there. It was the only. Oh, no, Fun Skate. Because you also had Fun Skate right there at 122nd and Penn.
Yeah,
Y'all remember that one?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
Did y'all ever shoot the duck? Where you would have to like get down and basically do like a single leg. Were you a roller skater?
I'm not a good skater.
Any of y'all roller skaters?
It's actually, I feel like it's harder to roller skate than it is to roller blade.
I was more of a
It is.
blader.
but it's
that's generational right there. Even just 4 or 5 years difference. I was a roller skate. No, I don't. I never bladed my whole life.
Never bladed.
You never bladed?
Never, not one
Dude,
time.
I was a blader.
Dang.
I go blading every day.
What do you think about the idea of if you were to bring back a roller skating rink and go like total retro Dust Bowl vibe? Don't you think people would love to go to that?
No, you would lose a lot of money. I think
Injuries.
Here's the thing: your age, like
no one would.
our age up through your age, Jay, would go once a year.
If that.
What you need is young kids. You need young kids
I can tell you
to want
this,
to go
Luke
all the
wouldn't
time.
go.
I would not.
Yeah, it
be
feels like
there.
you're kind of out on this idea.
I'm not there.
So don't pursue you as an investor.
No.
All right.
I think
Not gonna work.
I think that could be fun.
Not gonna work. But it's just. But I'll support you.
I feel like I feel like it is appropriate for us to at least unpack the Warriors game. Are you ready for that, Andrew?
Yeah, let's do it.
So the Thunder lose. It was annoying. The annoyances to me, I sent a text to the group and only Andrew responded. You guys who are watching this or listening to us, you have no idea how many text messages I send into that group that just get crickets.
Jay, you do that all the time to other people too.
What do I do?
Not respond.
Yeah, because when you all text each other, you all respond to each other. And then I throw a text out. It's like the only part of my life that I feel the most self-conscious about.
This is
One, that's not true.
This is you're just thinking way too hard about the group text.
I know, but I don't really feel that way. But there are times like in a game, I'm like, wow, do you see that? And it's just like,
well, I was wondering if there's another group text.
good, okay. And then Luke throws out some just off the wall conversation about something that has nothing to do with anything, and all of his boys just kick it back and forth.
No, sometimes.
And then I feel really
Why
weird.
don't you join in on the fun
Sometimes
then,
they're right.
Jay?
Sometimes we need to chop it up.
And then sometimes I'm always like, Michele will catch 45 text messages about some obscure moment in y'all's high school life. That's always a fun one.
And then he texts us that it's like 5 a.m. his time when he's watching.
Yep.
It's like, oh, it was a great game.
But the Warriors end up winning 116-109. And really, it was a tale of two halves, some might say.
Yep.
And the Thunder, especially in the third quarter, just were not themselves. They didn't play well defensively. Gave up 36 points to the Warriors in the second half. But there were a few moments, especially, that just irritated the crap out of me. Number one, Kevon Looney, who I've always liked. There's two Warriors I've liked. Actually, there's three Warriors I've always liked. Kevon Looney, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry.
Klay, huh?
Yeah, it's hard to hate that guy. I do now because he's for Dallas, and I did then when he was with the Warriors. But the moments when he wasn't playing basketball, huge fan of him.
Oh, okay.
The fan who dressed up like him, huge fan.
Yeah,
huge
bigger fan of that guy.
I am a fan
Big
of that
play.
guy.
Kevon Looney was 8 of 9 from the free throw line. And so I was like, that seems abnormal. And so I went back and looked at his splits for the year. And number one, unless I misread this, he has never taken that many three-pointer or that many free throws in a game in his entire career.
Wow. And you looked at those splits?
I did.
Look at these splits.
Nice splits.
And then he not only has never taken that many in his career, correct me if I'm wrong on this, he's never made 8 free throws in a game.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely hasn't. I can go try to check this.
He has, for the season, he's shooting 44% from the free throw line, including that game against the Thunder.
Last season, he didn't take more than 4 in a game.
And so that was annoying. And then Kyle Anderson, slow-mo himself.
That was awful.
Hits this ridiculous Shea-like shot in a pivotal moment when the shot clock was running down. Perfect defense all the way till 1 second. And he basically just turns and heaves the ball in, and that was it. And then Steph doing Steph things where he basically hit one from the logo.
Yeah.
But you're right. You can't feel bad about that.
Yeah,
He just
that one's
does
like, okay,
that.
well, he's done that. But those are moments where it's like, how it was like an avalanche of all of the things that needed to happen for the Warriors to win that game.
Yeah.
And as the Thunder do what they did, where they just kind of decide, oh, now we're going to play a little harder on defense in the fourth quarter, which part of that I just attribute to boredom. Like, it's hard to stay engaged for 82 straight games. They had 2 days off. They're in Golden State, whatever. I can give a lot of the caveats to why I feel like maybe they didn't bring their best effort on the defensive end. But there are just a few things like that. A ton of free throws, which is also always annoying. But in the end, and then Andrew Wiggins just doing what Andrew Wiggins does.
Yeah.
5 of 8 from the 3-point line.
Heck yeah, dude.
absurd.
One of the best.
Yeah, that is a career high in free throw attempts for Looney. He had taken 8, I think, 4 different times, and then finally got to 9. It is a season high 18 points for him as well off the bench.
Congrats.
So there were a lot of fluky things about that game. I think like the Thunder shot abnormally bad in the second half. I thought that the Warriors got points from guys that they have not been getting points from all season. I think if they play that game 100 times, the Thunder probably win it 98 times. Honestly, like the Warriors don't have the firepower, and for some reason in this game they did, but they're not getting that kind of production from guys this season. They've had a really, I would say, wobbly season, and it's just like one of those games. Like sometimes it just doesn't go your way. And with the Thunder, they had some nice open shots down the stretch of that game that they just straight up missed, and it just felt like the Warriors made everything.
Yeah, and I also mentioned this before the podcast, but if you do a slight deep dive on Aaron Wiggins' numbers over the last couple months, he is not making anything.
Yeah, it's brutal.
I think what was he into in that game? And they're all open looks. It's not like he's taking contested ones. He was 0 of 4 from the 3-point line, 1 of 5 overall. He's in quite the slump, Aaron Wiggins. And then really out of the bench, you had Isaiah Joe who contributed, but everybody else was very mediocre to bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, well, yeah. So if you removed Isaiah Joe from the bench, you had 4 total points from the bench.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
All right, so I want to bring something up.
No.
Oh, no.
I want to bring something up.
Go ahead.
Do you think it's easier for role players on a team to disengage and not give 150% effort when your superstar is just doing whatever they want? You know what I'm saying? Shea had a great night. He has 52 points. He's doing everything. Do you think that, Jay, you talked about how this team just looked a little disengaged in different parts of the game. Do you think it's just because it's like maybe it's easier to fall into this headspace of, oh, Shea's got it tonight?
Yeah, let's just watch Shea.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think it's
They are humans.
I think it's more
they're
that
humans.
they're probably sitting there spotting all the celebs.
Yeah, like Zaza Pachulia.
Like Zaza. Yeah, I mean the strategy for, and this is one that we've seen teams deploy against the Thunder, is like they were just like, all right, Shea, you're going to beat us tonight. We're not going to let anybody else do it. We're not going to let the ball movement do it. We're not going to let the way that you guys run your offense. That's not how you're going to beat us. You're going to beat us because Shea is spectacular, and he almost did it.
Yeah,
he had 52 in the game.
Yeah.
Yep.
And on what, 28 shots? It was something
29. You're right, 29.
Yeah, I mean
21.
That was what the Warriors. That's what they a lot of times they say things like, "We'll just take what the defense gives me." Well, the defense was all night. There was somebody in front of Shea that could not guard him consistently the entire night, and so Shea was just taking that. And they did throw some doubles at him later in the game, but for the most part, it was just like, "Hey, Shea, you beat us," and everybody else was kind of covered.
And I think it's one of the major distinctions of that kind of idea, Taylor, though, is normally that'll happen with like an inefficient, higher usage guy. Like it's not like Shea plays outside of the team orientation. Multiple times, especially later on, he was trying to get other guys the ball,
right?
And people just weren't finishing.
Mm-hmm.
Like here, without looking at the stats, I don't know if you saw this or not. What did iHeart shoot in that game from the field?
Oh,
best guess.
I don't know. 4 of 8.
2 of 10.
Whoa! Holy
2 of 10
guacamole
in that game. I mean, when does that?
Yeah, that doesn't.
I bet that without question. I bet it hasn't happened in 2 seasons.
Yeah. It was an unusual game.
Yeah, he was missing his floater. He just wasn't making. I mean, even bunnies he was missing.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably for sure iHeart's worst game for the Thunder this year.
You would think.
He still ended up having 18 rebounds, which is great. And there was a moment he went back in the fourth or third quarter. I don't know if you all, it just stuck out to me because he came in like hair on fire, just every offensive rebound. I think they got 3 offensive rebounds on one series and ended up getting it out to Joe for a made 3-pointer at the end of it. Joe had 2 or 3 shots in that same series.
Yeah.
That's where he just changes the dynamic of this game. But when he shoots like that, when you have such a little production from everybody else, you're just not going to win.
It was his worst shooting percentage this season, 2 of 10 at 20%, which is easy math. Thank you, iHeart, for
I know. So I was like,
for
10,
missing
that's
so
20%.
Such a round number.
Yeah. Like he was like 1 of 3 against Toronto, but that was like a blowout game where he didn't have to be involved. But like this is a game where they really kind of needed him to play better offensively. And so I mean, these games happen. Like it's the end of January.
It's just hard not to. It's for me. It's kind of like that Mavericks game where it's like Alex. I totally agree with Alex, but it's still incredibly annoying when they lose to teams like this.
Yeah, it is.
And we have history with these two.
Yeah,
as well.
that's
as fans.
It's that we just don't lose all that often, and so when we do, it's easy to hyper focus on it.
I think that's
and be
spot
like,
on.
oh, look how bad we played.
Yeah,
because
I mean,
normally we don't.
Like the whole like college football mentality of it all seems to be creeping back in like with a vengeance this season. Because I mean, I'll just like log off Twitter or whatever, just because like people can't like take a loss in a normal way. You know, it's like, oh my gosh, well, this is why we need to trade for this guy or that guy, and we need to get rid of this guy or this guy. You know, people saying things like, oh, so and so is not an NBA player, you know, on the roster, and it's just like, God,
Is it just about Usman?
it's about Jay Will.
It's like,
who was not
let's pump the brakes.
Jay Will. I mean, he did not have a great game. He did struggle in that one, but I think just there are just a lot of overreactions that are happening. It's like, guys, like this is an incredible team. I think if somehow like the Thunder were having like the season the Nuggets were having, which for a team that's the age that the Thunder are, it wouldn't be crazy for them to be in that spot where you're kind of in this 4-5 mix and you're having good weeks and bad weeks and you're still trying to figure things out. And let's say like the Nuggets were in the space that the Thunder were, where they're up, 5 or 6 games on the entire conference. I think like we would look at them and be like, oh my gosh, that's like, what an amazing place to be.
Yeah.
And like, we just have I think just like the perspective of it all, I think has somehow become difficult for, at least the loud section of the fan base, online.
And we're also just not focusing as much on the games that we did win and how great X player played in that game, because there's just more wins and it's easier to focus on the losses. So
a lot more wins because we rock.
Because we kick some
fans.
hay.
Don't forget, we rock.
I don't think it's hard to say. I just did a quick deep dive on iHeart just because I was looking at this. Over the last 3 seasons, it's his worst shooting game.
Yeah.
He's had a few where, like, on the volume of 10 attempts to make 2, he's never had that volume with that low of a percentage of shots. He's a couple games where he's like 0 of 3. It's like, well, I don't really take that into consideration. 2 years ago, he had a 1 of 7 game, and that's about the worst I can see outside of that.
Yeah.
So it's just abnormal, and it's really easy to get. Plus, the Warriors game had all of the things that make you annoyed that they lose.
Yeah.
National TV.
You looking at some chili?
The Thunder, we got our chili cook-off on Sunday night.
Dude.
Making a killer chili, dude.
That looks good. That looks real good.
Come on now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna smoke a little.
It was so easy to throw Jay off of his game just
Hold on,
then.
where
by
am
the
I?
way. He's like, yeah, let me show you all my
Come on,
chili
now.
stuff.
That chili looks good.
But
though.
I just think
Did you win the chili cook-off?
no.
Rigged.
It's all about.
Is it rigged?
No. Oh, I mean, no. It's about you contribute to a specific person's chili, and it's just like if you want to give.
So the person with the most money wins.
Yeah, basically.
Who is
or their team or something.
Is
like
there
that.
like a big winner that normally wins?
No, it's been all over the place.
Have you
It's been
ever
fun.
won?
No.
Because it kind of hurt your feelings that you haven't.
No, I just listen. If they put money in my jar, I just take it out and put it in somebody else's jar.
Cheater.
No,
Yeah.
That's cheating.
I don't. Really
That's
do
called
that.
buying favor.
That's terrible.
It's not cheap.
I
You're
don't
buying
actually do that.
votes.
So, but yeah, it had all of the markings of like, I stayed up late to watch the stupid game, angry, on ESPN, angry,
tired.
The Warriors angry.
Yeah.
Stupid role players winning the game angry.
I know.
It was like all of the combinations.
Steve Kerr's
where I'm like,
face and
I love
hair,
Steve Kerr though, man.
angry.
I like Steve Kerr.
I don't like him in a game. I like him.
Jerry
pre- and
Stackhouse
post
on
game.
their bench. I always forget about that.
Yeah. He's been a big part of them losing a ton of games this season.
He's the stack man.
Was he playing?
So the trade deadline is a week away.
Ooh. Cam Johnson for Aaron Wiggins,
Many moves.
Kenrich Williams, and 2
I-
first-round picks. You doing it?
It moves.
No, I'm not doing
You're
it.
making-
Not
you're making
Kenrich. Come on, man.
moves.
I'm team no trade.
I am
I'm
too.
team do
I am
nothing.
3.
Um,
Are you 4?
I mean, I could. There's upgrades that you could make.
Wow.
What is it? Give me 1.
Give me 2.
We put him in this position, by the way, because he can't just agree with all of us.
I know. I don't know that they really need to do anything, but I mean the Cam Johnson thing isn't crazy.
No,
I don't think I don't think that they necessarily should do it, but like if they did make that deal, you would get really excited. Like if they made that deal next Thursday in here on Friday morning, I think you'd be pretty pumped.
We'll be like, well, that's it. I'll tell you,
You know?
you got me real fired up. This is probably so stupid.
Mm-hmm.
But CP3 on the buyout market, I know it's not really going to happen.
Yeah.
But holy moly, I was like,
you like
ooh,
that
baby.
hypothetical that takes like 7 steps to get to or whatever.
He would have to get traded. And then after getting traded, he would have to get waived.
You'd have to want a buyout. The Kings would have to be willing to do it.
And then he would, which
then-
you know, the Kings, they would use, I mean, Chris Paul stabilizes them for at least the remainder of the season to where they'll get in the playoff or play in and lose.
And then he would have to not want to play for his hometown team in LA, you know? Yeah. Because like he lives in his family's in LA.
Is there a better chance to win a championship though than
I mean, definitely
play for
not, but
OKC?
like also like does he want to play with LeBron? Is like another question that I
that would
have.
be that makes way
You know
more
what I
sense.
mean? So like there's just so many things that get in the way of
All
that
right,
actually
well.
happening. I don't think they need to do anything. They're obviously a very good team. They're going to be adding the biggest piece post trade deadline is going to
AJ
happen
Mitchell
with AJ
in
Mitchell
April. Yeah.
coming back. No, I mean the biggest acquisition that anyone is going to make at the trade deadline is the Thunder with Chet. Like that's going to be the biggest thing that happens is like after the trade deadline, the Thunder are going to get Chet Holmgren back, and that's going to be the biggest thing they can possibly do.
What's the update on his timeline? You hearing anything?
There's no real, there's no like official update there, but
You think post All-Star?
I think it's most likely to be post All-Star just because they can almost get like this like mini camp in before
I think
you go back.
Here's my completely not based on fact or reality or anything I've actually vetted.
Yeah.
Here's my opinion on it. I think Chet could probably play now
I think he's very
or close to
He's
it.
got to be very close.
I think
Yeah.
that they were like, let's use this as a legit training camp, repping or what am I ramping
up, yeah.
ramping up so that when he comes out of the All-Star break, he's in as good of a game shape as he can possibly be without playing for so long.
So Thunder traditionally don't have people come back from injury on minutes restrictions. They have them come back to where they can play full game.
Yeah, that's
Traditionally.
a phenomenal insight, Luke. Is
I
that
think-
true?
It feels that way. That's how they did it with
I
like
think
Russ back in
I'm
the
gonna
day.
go
I
ahead and
think
say
it-
that's true.
I
When
think
he-
it's true.
When he was coming back, he was playing.
Yeah, I mean the fact is like they're not going to rush anybody back.
Yeah.
No,
And so
to an annoyance where I'm like, iHeart, dude, he probably, they're like, we're going to reevaluate him in 7 days.
Yeah.
And it's 10 days later. And then finally he's just in the lineup.
Yeah.
and they just don't do minutes restrictions. And so that's what I think is going to happen with Chet. They're not going to risk it. They're taking their time, and then he'll be back. Like
He did
playing
break
a full
his
game.
hip. It's hard for me to even think like, is he going to be 100% after All-Star?
Yeah, but he didn't break his hip in like a traditional way that you think about that. Like he didn't break the ball off that connects into the joint. Like he had a crack,
Mm-hmm.
literally a crack in like the large part of the hip bone. So it's not something that is aggravated by movement.
God, Jay, you know what's so great? Your hand movements. I'm noticing them. They're really good.
They are good.
You make a fantastic lawyer.
Wow.
Up there at stand.
Or president.
No, it's
Do
better
a
than
lot
that.
of this.
No, it's better than that.
Or preacher.
It's really good.
I was like, I use my hands a lot.
that's true. Okay.
But it just is such a unique injury. Andrews talked about this a lot over the course of the last couple months. Is This is not a basketball injury that you normally see, which is for me creates some.
Yeah, we
concern.
said it's a car wreck injury.
Yeah, it's a car wreck injury.
So why? Wait, how does that make it sound better?
Because it's not an ankle.
It's not like
Right.
a ligament.
It's not a ligament. It's not something that he had to be stabilized just so it healed as it was supposed to. But it's not one of those things that movement aggravates the injury.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I think, and
That's totally, completely an uneducated statement.
I actually do think that the movement, that's the thing that I'm watching for the most when he comes back, though, is like, is he as quick laterally as he was before? Because I think that could take some time to get fully back for him.
Yeah.
And so that's why, and I can't remember where I said this. I just wonder if it
was with McKellar,
how much of the 4 he'll play, you know?
Also, when you have an injury like this, you wonder when this guy comes back, is he going to play as aggressively? Is he going to go up for blocks as aggressively or whatever? And Chet is he's just crazy enough that I believe
he's such a competitor.
I think he will,
Yeah.
I think what you're going to see, here's my best guess on what's going to happen when Chet comes back. If it's the last 20, what's it after the All-Star game? 20 some odd games left.
It's like 26 games, I think.
I think you're going to see this defense somehow improve their net rating.
Yeah.
Over the last 26 games. I just can't imagine how you score. I'm trying to avoid holding where the connection is. So
I'm just digging everything Jay's doing.
I just think so. Here's one of the thoughts I had when we were talking about the Mavericks game, and everybody's like, PJ Washington, Thunder killer. I'm like, all right, so what happens what happens if the Thunder play the Mavs and you put Chet Holmgren guarding PJ Washington?
That was
PJ gets nothing. Nothing.
Yeah.
And you have iHeart manning the paint against Gafford or Lively if he comes back or when he comes back. It's like, you think PJ Washington is going to blow up when this gangly 20 feet tall guy with arms can come and play him how quickly can he close the gap on a corner 3-point versus JDub or versus Kenrich or who?
Well, Shea was guarding him. Like that was the thing about them down the stretch of that series, was that Shea was having to guard him.
And you don't have to do that anymore.
Because you had Dort and JDub guarding Luka and Kyrie.
Yep.
Down the stretch. And you had Isaiah Joe in there who's not going to guard him. So it had to be Shea. And so they just have a defensive versatility that they didn't have last year when Chet comes back. That is a real thing, because it was Shea being undersized, having to guard a position that he really shouldn't be.
And also floating. Like, Shea's also putting tremendous effort on the offensive end.
Yeah.
And there's no way that the effort you put on the offensive end isn't affecting somewhat defensively how you're playing.
Yeah, it's true.
Not to mention the fact that Chet is the second best rim protector probably in the entire NBA.
Yeah.
Like maybe 3. Anthony Davis is there's a few others.
The numbers,
but it was Wemby and Chet.
It was Chet was the best.
Yeah.
This season.
So I'm like, I think we're undervaluing.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to put ourselves in a position to be let down.
Yeah.
I think we're undervaluing how incredible he's going to fit into this way the Thunder are playing.
Yeah, and this is why I think it's
championship.
It's most likely the Thunder are going to win the championship. No, I think this is most likely why they won't make a move at the deadline, just because they have such a big piece to add, and there's so much work to do to get, because this team has never played together. They have not played one game together yet. And they have a lot of work to do down the stretch, and incorporating 2 pieces that are like big pieces, like a Cam Johnson. I think, is there a situation where it just like clicks right in? Yes, I do. I don't think Cam is like some like difficult guy to work with. I think he's got the right kind of personality, but I just wonder if it's like the right time to do something like that when you're trying to incorporate him. So,
and one of the other big, sorry, don't mean to jump in here. I mean, I do exactly mean to jump in, but one of the other developments that has been incredibly important for the future success of this team is Isaiah Joe's resurgence as a 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
Like we've mentioned this before, but he's shooting over 50% since the beginning of the new year. And even against the Warriors, 5 of 10 from the Warriors, like every game he seems to be just making everything he's shooting again.
Yeah.
I remember back in December, people were crapping on him.
He wasn't great.
It's true.
He was getting crapped on.
Big,
but not. And then Chet, who also can stretch the floor effectively, Like you have to guard him at the 3-point line.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This team.
Are you excited?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need I need Caruso to maybe start drinking some milk or like.
He needs some milk.
I know.
How does Caruso keep getting injured?
I think we have a
Thomas thing.
Yeah. That's not great. What do we want to do? We got,
I don't know. We can
10
do
minutes.
We can do TQs.
We got
if
10
you want.
minutes. You guys want to go to some Twitter questions?
Yeah, let's do some rapid fire.
Rapid fire.
Twitter questions. You got questions? I don't want a lot for Christmas. Now we answer them for you. This is Twitter questions. Let's get down to it. All right, the first Twitter question comes from Zach Deek, who wants to know what's the best pizza.
Oh man.
Them hard questions.
The best pizza.
Pepperoni.
Okay, what are we saying here?
Are we talking place?
I'm talking.
There's
topic.
3 ways we could deal with this.
All right, start one.
The best pizza, the best local pizza spot here,
Empire
or
Slice.
the best pizza order, or
Pepperoni.
the best kind of pizza style. You're talking Chicago style, deep dish style, New York style. What are we talking?
Regular style.
Which one?
I
are we
think
doing.
Gangnam style.
Gangnam style.
Yes.
Empire Slice, I think, is the best. I think New York style pizza is the best style of pizza.
I
And
disagree. I think deep dish is the best
It's
pizza.
pepperoni. Deep dish is like a pasta.
It's not like
Yeah,
a
but it's
pasta.
like a pasta.
Like, how deep are we talking, bro?
We're talking Chicago
How
style
deep
deep
is your
dish.
love?
It's like a lasagna.
I don't prefer that.
It's essentially in a
give me-
lasagna.
No, but you
Give me
can't say
New
it's
York
like a
style.
pasta or lasagna when it doesn't have pasta in it.
Pasta lasagna is a pasta.
A good Chicago
Yes,
style. deep
you
dish
were
is
right
really
about
good.
that. You're wrong about pizza being like lasagna.
Yeah, I was
Chicago
gonna say
style's
that.
good.
dish. Deep
Chicago
dish.
style is good. I actually like Detroit style pizza too, where it's
I like
not
Detroit
quite
style.
not quite as deep as deep dish.
I like Detroit
I'm a
style.
New York style first, and then probably Detroit, then Chicago. But I like all 3 of them.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. I like all of it.
I like a hand tossed.
I'm a
Best hand tossed in the city is Halls.
Halls is good.
Halls is good.
Hey guys, let's go to the next
I like
question.
pizza.
No,
Gusto.
what are you talking? Why are you trying to go to the next?
We got to
Because
rapid
we're rapid
fire.
firing.
Luke is right.
I like a
Lucas right.
good sausage pizza.
I like an oven pizza.
I like one that's cooked in the oven.
I like a DiGiorno. Hey, next Twitter question. It comes from OK3s, who wants to know, with Caruso going out again, are y'all becoming concerned about how available he will be come playoffs?
Yeah, the man is Mr. Glass.
Yeah, it's been tough.
All right.
Luckily, we're not solely dependent upon him, but it'd be real nice to have him
Yeah.
for
Always really nice.
5 or
when
6
he's
games
back.
in a row.
All right, next
Such a
Twitter
nice luxury.
question.
Helpful player.
Once he
comes
missed
from
20 games. this season.
Andreas Rovs 77474, who wants to know, does it upset you when a former
Yeah.
player like Paul Pierce has a stupid take like the one he had last week that OKC should trade Chet for KD?
No, who cares?
Yeah, Paul Pierce isn't running a lot of organizations.
I think when you're talking about people that are talking about it on TV, they have to say something.
Yeah.
So it's like,
listen,
I'll say this, and they don't.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily believe that.
Paul Pierce pooped himself in a game.
it's
Yeah.
true.
Paul Pierce got fired from ESPN for being drunk on TV.
Yeah.
I like
Uh,
Paul Pierce, though. You know,
I like it because he did that.
Okay, what I just said is not technically true, but let's.
I
move
think
on.
it is, isn't it?
He's
No, he
he's-
was drunk on IG Live,
Oh, okay.
but he was an
yeah,
ESPN
yeah.
personality
Okay, well, so
He's
so
also
it's
just was
not true at all.
never good. That's the thing. Is like even
at
these.
TV.
Yeah, it's
I was
just
about to say,
funny
he was a
that
pretty
like,
good basketball
He was a
player.
good
to be-
basketball
he
player.
was never good at anything. Okay, I mean, it's just funny that some of these guys that are like legendary basketball players
Yeah.
can be so bad at talking about it.
Yep.
And which is like the case with Paul Pierce. So like, I don't care. Like, I do not like if it was somebody's opinion.
What annoys me more is Draymond Green. Did you hear what he said about Shea? Shea doesn't do anything spectacular.
Listen, he's another one where like for
not-
years and years he's just
He's
said
just saying
stuff,
stuff.
and it just doesn't matter. Who cares?
Who's your favorite former basketball player that talks about basketball?
I think Jamal Crawford is awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Jamal
And
Crawford is really
so
good.
Jamal Crawford and Reggie Miller are going to be the 2
Yeah,
for the NBA on
he like
NBC.
offsets the
Mhm.
It
offsets
does.
of
Yeah,
Reggie Miller,
Reggie.
Like,
honestly.
it kind of levels out to one decent one.
Hey,
I think Antonio Daniels is also really, really good.
I like
Yeah.
Charles Barkley.
For some reason, I went to
Barkley's
Antonio
hilarious.
Davis.
Oh,
You remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
Yeah,
let's move to our
Barkley
next
and
question.
Shaq are hilarious, but they're not really good basketball
They're not like
commentators.
analysts, but like you don't tune in for
No.
the analysis.
Kenny Smith's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like Kenny.
Yeah. Kenny's good. Kenny has
Tim, Legs.
Legs is great.
Legs is great.
Legs is legitimately very good.
JJ Redick was legitimately very good.
Yeah, but now he just yells at Dalton Connect.
Hey.
Hey, let's go to our next
Come
question.
on. He's going to flame out. Like, there's no way he can last
Who's gonna
JJ for the
JJ.
Lakers. I just don't think people love, like,
It's not his fault.
it's such a players league these days.
Yeah.
And he just takes zero crap from his guys.
He's gonna have to like learn to tone it down.
Yeah.
Because he's coaching like this is a 10-game season.
I'll try to send you guys. I don't know if y'all saw it where he was just yelling at Dalton Connect and then called a timeout. Like, this is your play. Shoot the ball. It's like timeout. And like, oh, people don't talk like that to players, NBA players. But
He's got it. I think he knows what he's doing. I think he's gonna be a fine coach. He just has to tone it down. Like he just has to like regulate himself a little bit.
he can't be a player.
No.
And that's how he plays. Like he's probably how he coached guys he was playing with.
He's too fired up like all the time.
Yeah.
And
I like JJ a lot, but
yeah, I think he's very
There's a lot of
smart.
critiques of him.
Yeah.
So
didn't
all
feel
right.
like you like him.
Hey guys, I kind of gotta go.
Grape Ape in the chat says Jeff Teague also is great.
Jeff Teague is great.
He's just a great
His is not
storyteller.
commentary. He's the best storyteller.
He's just a great
That's the thing.
storyteller.
And maybe all of podcasting. It's like
he's incredible.
I don't even know if I've heard him talk about basketball. I just heard him tell great stories around.
He's just got great. Yes, he is just one of the best storytellers.
Are you miffed and are you peeved?
Miffed and peeved.
movement.
You guys miffed and are you peeved?
Andrew, are you miffed and peeved?
Yeah, yeah.
What are you miffed about?
Why?
I had an accident.
You pooped yourself?
Pooped your pants.
Honestly, I wish that's what happened.
Oh, that's way more manageable than what
That would be
happened to you.
When it rained the other day, I had to go to physical therapy and I slipped and I re-injured myself. I don't think there's any like bad damage to my knee, but like
Are you gonna have to go and get like
hurts so
MRI
bad.
or anything to look at it?
No, I've had it looked at by a doc and everything.
You want Luke to check it out?
There's nothing less that I would like in my life right
Did
now.
Luke to touch your knee?
Luke to
Don't
have
get me near that.
anywhere near my knee.
There's a reason I didn't sit here.
Yeah.
Because I knew I was going to be doing a lot of legs.
He's very I know he's always touching legs.
Yeah.
So you got to keep him
So am I.
away from
I'm a
you.
leg toucher. Look at this.
Yeah, both of you two. That's why I don't like being between you two over
know-
here. All podcasts, I'm just taking little grabs and tickles from both of you.
You know
on my
who's
leg the
you know
whole
who's
podcast.
the leg toucher on the Thunder?
Who?
Is Isaiah Joe.
Oh, really?
He would go like when I was talking to him, he'd do things like, matter of fact. And he would like,
Dude,
Slap-
it just
slap
makes
my
me
knee.
love
If he
him.
did that now, he'd be like,
Have you been back in the press conference
no,
post? Yeah, I didn't
no,
figure.
no, it'll be a while. There's just so much walking that you have to do.
Are you
After you
OFS? Out for season?
Hopefully not.
Playoffs. We'll be back for
Hopefully
playoffs.
not. That would be bad. Hopefully not.
you'll be back next Friday.
I better be back. I don't think I'll be back then, but
It's happening soon.
I'm just glad we can be in person, man. It's hard to be miffed and peeved when I'm just good to be in your presence.
I know.
Because Zoom is fun and it's helpful and all of that. And it was
It's
really
hard.
helpful to have Alex there. But man, our energy level is
so cool.
it's just different. It's good to be back
Yeah.
in person.
it's good to be back. It's good to
It's
be back.
great. It's great to have everybody back. Have a beautiful week. I have to go to work.
All right.
Bye. I probably need to go too.
All right. Hope you guys have a great weekend.
We just got a straight
Yep.
butt shot.
Yep. We'll talk to you guys again on Monday.
The ocarina of time.